Hey, Disney cruisers, and welcome back to the DCL community where we are here to help you plan, prepare for, and get excited for your Disney cruise. You guys know me. I'm Rebecca, your host and admin of the DCL community. And today, oh my gosh, I am so excited because this is like my dream scenario come true, right? Like, I would love to sail on all 7 Disney cruise ships in a year. That would be incredible. I am so excited to learn more, to learn about what you think, to get the comparison, to talk through it all. So, as people are coming in, please say hello. Let us know how many Disney ships you've sailed on. But, Kelley, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Thanks, Rebecca. Yes, my name is Kelley Lord. I'm the agency owner for Vacation Ever After. I am a avid Disney cruiser. A little bit more of an addiction, I think, at this point, but it's a great bad habit to have. But I was lucky enough to sail on all of the ships in 2025. We were booked on the Adventure Maiden Voyage, so it would have been 8 Disney ships, but they had to move it. So we sailed. We ended up doing a total of 9 Disney cruises in 2025, all the ships, and then 2 on the Dream and 2 on the Destiny. So it was a great year.
That is a great year. And I feel like you got to go for all 8 this year, right? With the Adventure in there now.
I'm going to try. We've already got one wish down this year so far. So yes. I don't know if we can make all 8, but we'll definitely do our best.
It's good to have goals.
Yes,
well,
absolutely.
I am so excited to hear more. And it seems like we've got people who've sailed on a plethora of ships, but maybe not quite all 7, which I know I still have to get on the Treasure. I still have to get on the Destiny. So I'm just excited to learn more from you. And if you are ready to book your Disney cruise, you're trying to figure out which one is best for your family, please reach out to Kelley. Her and her team are here to help you. They're here to be a resource. It's not just about the ship. It's about the stateroom and the deck and the port adventures and your itinerary. There's so many pieces of the puzzle that go into making the perfect Disney cruise. So let them be that resource so that you are not having to plan alone. But let's go ahead and let's just overall, right? I know we're talking about the truth about sailing on all 7 ships, but is there a best ship?
The ship that I'm on at the time, yes. There's no bad choice. It's like having a favorite child. Every single Disney ship has a unique personality, has unique offerings, and the crew 100% makes the ship, and the crew moves around. So your favorite crew members may be on one ship this month and then another ship 3 months from now. But it's really the best Disney ship is the one that fits what you want out of a vacation, whether it's the port that you leave from, the itinerary, the time of year. It's all subjective. So that's why a good travel advisor can help you narrow down the options so that you can pick the perfect Disney cruise ship and itinerary for your family.
Yes. Oh, that's such a good point too, because I know I'll see posts and people are like, oh, what's the best ship? And something that someone loves about a ship is the reason that somebody doesn't like the ship. And it's like there's really no one size fits all, but there's no bad Disney ships, which is awesome for us. We have lots of great choices. Yes. Let's start with the girl who has my heart. Let's start with the Magic. What makes her so special?
She's the OG. She's my favorite, I have to say. And I think a lot of people, when you ask them what was their first Disney cruise, that ship will be their favorite because that ship evokes the emotions of that experiencing a Disney cruise for the first time. The Disney Magic has my heart. The shows on the Disney Magic are my favorite in the fleet.
The best.
Twice Charmed. It's an original. It's just fun. Tangled the musical as well. My son-in-law was main stage on the Magic for a few contracts, so I have memories of seeing him in that main stage role. So that's another reason why it is special to me. It's also the first Disney ship that I sailed on. The Disney Magic in 2002 was our first Disney cruise. So that, again, the memories of when my girls were little, we took them on the Disney Magic and we had just the best time. We did a 7-night itinerary down Eastern Caribbean, St. Thomas, St. Martin, I believe, and Castaway.
Yes. Oh, it was my gosh, so yes. Fun.
But it's a smaller ship. It's more intimate setting. A lot of my older Disney cruisers like the older ships because there's not as much walking. So you have everything is more compact. But with the Magic, I just love the shows. That's the main reason we go for the Magic is Twice Charmed and Tangled the musical. And also Rapunzel's Royal Table, the restaurant with the show, is so fun. And if you do a longer cruise, you get both shows in the restaurant. So we really enjoy every aspect of the Disney Magic. And we spent 31 nights in a row on the Magic in 2019 when my daughter and son-in-law were both crew on the Magic. So we got to know that ship inside and out and just fell in love with her even more than we were already in love with her. So definitely don't count the Magic out just because she's the oldest. She's one of the best.
And Disney does such an incredible job maintaining their fleet, right? Like the Magic just did dry dock last year or the year before.
They are constantly rotating them through dry dock every 3 to 5 years just to refresh. And if you notice when the ships are docked in port, especially at Castaway, any touch-up paint that needs to be done on the outer hull, they're constantly washing, they're painting, definitely maintaining and taking care of the ship as much as possible.
Yes. If it was up to me, and I know this might be a hot take, but if it was up to me, every first-time Disney cruiser would have to start on the Magic. I don't want you starting on the Wish. I want you to appreciate Disney Cruise Line for like the essence of it, which is the Magic. And it's just, I feel like people think, oh, it's, it's smaller, it's older, but it's smaller, but the spaces are bigger. It's not like a cocktail bar on some of the newer ships where there's 10 tables in there. You have so much more space. You're not kind of crammed in, which there's pros and cons to everything on all of the ships. But if that doesn't convince you to sail on the Magic, the Euro station on deck and the drop slide.
Yes.
I'm sold. Sold. It's the best. I love the Magic so much. I love her. And I know obviously the Magic has our hearts, but what about her sister? What about the Wonder?
The Wonder is the one we've been on the least, only because she's not usually positioned near Florida, which is where we're in Orlando. So we did travel to see the Wonder in Alaska this year, which was an amazing experience. We had the best time. These Floridians were cold, but we had so much fun. We're dying to go back. And this year, the Magic and the Wonder are both in Alaska. So you have 2 ships to choose from. The Wonder, we love Tiana's place, the restaurant with the Louis the Alligator. I just love him. Jazz music from New Orleans. We really enjoy the restaurant. The shows, they're one of the 3 ships with Frozen the musical. So if you're a big Frozen fan, the Wonder has Frozen in the theater. Disney Dreams, another great one. So we enjoy, and Golden Mickey's. We enjoy all of the shows on the Wonder. They're fantastic. And the Wonder is a sister ship to the Magic, but there are some theming differences. For example, the Magic has Rapunzel's royal table, and the Wonder has Tiana's place for the different restaurant shows. So there are some subtle differences. The theming in the adult spaces is different as well. But again, they have their own feel, their own personality, I guess. And the Wonder, she's just as beautiful and wonderful as the Disney Magic. One thing that I did put on my slide here, that's different from the different ships, they have their own unique magic shots depending on the itinerary. We're big fans of the photo packages. All the Pearl members get the photo package for free now, which is a great perk. So you see the picture of us with Olaf there, that's what they call a magic shot. They have that out on deck. And then the characters have their unique costumes for the Alaska itinerary. But the ships will have different magic shots depending on the theming, if there's like a Marvel Day at Sea or a Halloween on the High Seas. So I encourage everybody to check out the magic shots because you can have some unique ones for each ship. So we made sure to get the fun Alaska ones while we were on the Disney Wonder. And the Olaf one was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's so cute and such a fun touch, especially if you wanted to make that your family's Christmas card with the character without having to necessarily stand in a line. I love that. And I know we're talking about some things that between the Magic and Wonder, but I know someone is going to ask, Magic, Wonder in Alaska, how do I choose, right? This is the first year that we're going to have 2 ships in Alaska. So how have you been talking it through with your clients about which ship might be best for them in that case?
The first question I ask my clients if they want to go to Alaska on Disney is, what do you want to do in Alaska? What excursions do you want to do in Alaska? Because their itineraries are slightly different. So if you have a bucket list, like you want to do the helicopter to a glacier to dog sled, then we need to look at what ports offer that excursion and pick an itinerary that would stop at that particular port. So it's really about narrowing down what you wanted to do and see in Alaska and picking which ship goes to the areas that you want to see. So they're almost identical. There's one difference. The Wonder is stopping in Juneau, which we really enjoyed our Juneau day. So I really prefer the Wonder's itinerary for my family because I know what we enjoyed in Juneau. But the Magic, again, it's my heart, that ship. So not a bad choice. Either one is going to have amazing scenic views. They're going to have the characters and the costumes, a special, entertainment with a naturalist coming on board and talking about the wildlife and everything in Alaska. So either one is going to be fantastic, but just you need to narrow down what it is you want to do, and we can help you with that. Decide what you want to do in Alaska and make sure that you stop somewhere where you can make that happen.
I was gonna say, I feel like if I may be so bold, I think you do both ships. I think we do a little back to back, maybe an extra day in Vancouver in the middle, and you just stay and experience both. But
I mentioned that to my husband, and he wasn't really too on board with that idea. But we the adventure being pushed back kind of threw our plans for this year into limbo. So we're not sure what our plans are yet. We may head over to Asia a little earlier in the summer. We'll see. If not, maybe both ships in Alaska.
I vote for all of them. I say, why not? You guys work hard. You deserve it, right?
Exactly.
Oh, and I do have to mention, and somebody, where was the comment? Danny's saying the crew. I agree. The crew on the Wonder and the Magic there's some people on those ships who have been with Disney for 20 plus years on these ships. The crew on the OG ships, the classic ships, the Magic class, are phenomenal. So good. Oh man, just can't
absolutely. The crew is what makes the experience on all the ships, but a lot of the old timers, for lack of a better word, prefer the classic ships. So they like the smaller ships. They like the longer itineraries. So you'll find a lot of your seasoned crew members on the Magic and the Wonder.
Yes, and I have to say the pools as well. If you're an adult and you like a bigger pool setting, you want to lay by the pool all day, the pools on the Magic and Wonder are the biggest for the adults. I guess for all the pool sizes. But let's get to the Dream Class. I have so many things I absolutely love about the Dream Class. And did you do a Marvel Day at Sea? Is that what these pictures are?
We did. We did the Dream twice in 2025. We did the Dream two different sailings. One was a Marvel Day at Sea, which is all of the amazing, wonderful things about a Disney cruise on the Disney Dream, plus all the Marvel characters. And my favorite is Chip and Dale in their Thor and Loki costumes. They are too cute. There's so many extra character meet and greets, extra magic shots. I've got I think that's Doctor Strange, photo out on the pool deck or on the deck floor. And another favorite magic shot from the Dream, and they do this on every sailing, not just on Marvel Day at Sea, the one from Enchanted Garden that they call Tiny World from Enchanted Garden. That is right at the entrance of Enchanted Garden with my husband and my son. And it's just a really cool perspective with the 360 camera. We also did the private photo shoot on Castaway Cay on one of our Dream cruises, which I highly recommend doing as well. Get some great family photos.
Yes, I think that's one of the more underrated things. And I mean, you were the one who opened my eyes to it because I've seen it, but just seeing the quality of the pictures on Castaway, I mean, you could do them on the ship too, but gosh, they look so good. But what do you love about the Dream? What makes the Dream special, and why would you recommend that to your clients?
Well, the Dream has Beauty and the Beast, which is just an amazing stage presentation. The Beauty and the Beast show, one of our favorites. We don't miss it ever. We love Beauty and the Beast. The Animator's Palette, we like the Crush show. It's fun, interactive. It's always fun to see Crush swimming around and stopping at the different tables and talking to the people. But the Dream, really, the way it's laid out, it was the first in its class. We really enjoy the spaces on the Dream. The adults only area, the champagne bar, it has some unique, areas that were different from the Magic and Wonder. So the Dream was the workhorse of the fleet for a long time, coming out of Canaveral, doing the 3 and 4 night sailings that the Wish is doing now. So we did quite a few Dream cruises, and the crew, again, top notch, phenomenal crew. The Enchanted Garden, the theming there was just beautiful. So there's so much about the Dream to love. But we really enjoyed all of our cruises on the Dream. Some of our favorite crew members were on the Dream as well.
Yes, that's it. I know. I'm like, with all the ships now, I need all of my favorite crew members to just all be together on one. They're making it difficult to see everybody.
We need a
But
map that tells us where our favorite crew members are so we can book cruises on those ships. We joke about
yes.
that.
No, it's I think that's probably one of the most underrated things that new cruisers don't anticipate is how much you fall in love with the crew.
Mhm.
The person doing trivia just becomes your kid's best friend, or the counselors. You have all these inside jokes. Like, there was somebody who was all in on karaoke on this one cruise forever. He was famous. And a year later you sail with him again and everybody, the crew still remembers.
Oh,
It is the best. The crew on Disney is unlike, I mean, I've only sailed with Disney, so very biased here, but unlike anywhere else, I think I can say. But you're right. The Dream, the Beauty and the Beast is fantastic. The dining is great. I think, people expect, they hear Disney and they think, oh, characters are going to be in every dining room, but that's not the case. Most dining rooms don't have any character interactions.
no, not on the Dream. They only have Animator's Palette, which is the animated show. Now, the Magic and Wonder will have Sorcerer Mickey come into Animator's Palette, but on the other classes of ships, they don't have any Mickey characters. Now, the Wish class will have a surprise in the Marvel restaurant, but the Dream and Fantasy don't have any characters on a normal sailing. If there's something like a Pixar Day at Sea, they will have a Woody's breakfast where the Toy Story characters will be in, but that's only on the special sailings. But you don't really need the characters in there. You have the characters all over the ship, and the theming of the restaurants is enjoyable without the characters running around. Now,
Absolutely.
during the restart, right after COVID, they did have characters coming through Enchanted Garden. So if you do see videos out there of characters in Enchanted Garden, that was a limited time showing just for the restart cruises in 2021, 2022. So that's not happening anymore, but characters are still on board. They're just not in the restaurants.
Yes, which is okay. Like you said, characters are everywhere else. And
Mhm.
Michelle is asking, on the Dream, would you rather Remy or Paulo trying to decide what we want to do for our anniversary?
Oh, we love both.
I
It depends
know.
on what type of food you like. Again, it's like picking a favorite child. Would you rather have Italian food or French food? They're completely different dining experiences. Remy is a much longer meal. It's several courses. So you're going to be at Remy, maybe a 3-hour meal. Whereas Paulo's more hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at the most. Both of them have the most amazing food. My son and I both have anaphylactic food allergies. We can eat at either one safely, and they go out of their way to make sure that we have plenty of delicious food. But Remy, we really enjoy our experience at Remy. So if you're looking for something extra special for an anniversary or a date night, I'd probably lean Remy first. Just something
Yes.
unusual. Paolo is phenomenal, but if you're looking for just that little extra something, I'd lean Remy.
Yes. Yes, I echo. Remy is in our house, it is the special occasion. We don't
Mhm.
do it every time, but when we have something big to celebrate, that is where we go on that cruise. So that would be my vote too. And
Yes.
I feel like the Dream also had like the mini golf on deck, the
Mhm.
sports
Yes.
simulator, satellite falls. Like, there's so much to do on the Dream class. And
Yes.
I have to say, the Fantasy, she is my favorite. I know I'm not supposed to have, I know no one's supposed to have favorites, but I love the Fantasy so much. I could shout it from the rooftops. What do you love most about the Fantasy?
In my opinion, the Fantasy has the best adult spaces in the fleet. Like you mentioned with
Yes.
Satellite Falls, with the theming in the adult spaces, the tube, La Piazza, Ooh
Yeah.
La La. I just really enjoy those spaces. I think they've really done a great job for the adults for those spaces. And I like that it's tucked tucked in the back of the ship, same with the Dream, but it's kind of its own private area. So you don't have kids wandering through at least the nightclub spaces. So I do enjoy that. I like the Cove Cafe, on the Dream and Fantasy. We enjoy going there, getting our little snacks, having our coffee, and of course, Paulo and Remy. Meridian on the Dream and Fantasy, which is the bar located between Paolo and Remy. Fantastic views out the back of the ship. It is
Oh,
just a beautiful space. we enjoy going up there. You know, my husband will have an old fashioned. If we have friends that are, you know, cigar smokers, they'll step out into the smoking area, and it's located right there at Meridian. So we really enjoy the adult spaces on the Fantasy. But that doesn't mean there's not plenty to do for families, because there is. We have, you know, D Lounge, you have all the usual family activities where, you know, the bingo and the crafts and the characters. But for me personally, I think the Fantasy just elevates those adult spaces just a little bit.
Yes. If the adult spaces on the Fantasy, Chef's Kiss, 15 out of 10. I would do it all day. It's the best. And
Mhm.
I think even the teen spaces on the Dream and Fantasy, when
Yes.
I remember when I was a kid sailing on board way back when, and we went from the sack of the ship where the teen club is on the Magic
Mhm.
and the Wonder, and they moved it to the front of the ship. I was a little hesitant, but there's so much space in there for the teens, and now the tweens taking over part of it too. And you have that outside pool deck for them as
Yes.
well. So
Mhm.
we're talking about lots of things for the adults to do because adults deserve to enjoy their vacation as well. But man, the whole family can have a great time. I mean, the
The
pool deck, oh, so good, so good.
The Dream and
And
the Fantasy, I asked my son just turned 18, and so he grew up on the Disney ships, and he's the connoisseur, the expert at the Oceaneers. He was lucky enough to stay in Oceaneers till he was 12 because he turned 13 in 2020, so he missed that whole
oh,
cutoff. So he actually
yes,
missed the edge years because by the time they started sailing again, he was vibe age. He really enjoys vibe on the Dream and Fantasy the most. He even with the edge area taking over part of it, like you mentioned, that those areas are huge. It's the biggest vibe on any of the fleet on the Dream and the Fantasy, even with edge taking over part of it. And they share the outside space, but they rotate. So the edge kids are out on the outside deck at certain times, and then the vibe kids are out there at certain times. They don't mix, but they do have their assigned time, so they can go out there and sit by the little splash pool, or they can play foosball. They have so much space and plenty of activities for the teenagers that they're kept well occupied, especially on the Dream and Fantasy. So another
yes,
plus to the ships.
so true. And Sherry is saying magic portholes, magic portholes. That's such a
Yes. Oh,
awesome
great
thing,
point. Yes. It's
right?
only on the Dream and Fantasy that we have those. So the inside
Yes.
staterooms are so much fun because they have the magic portholes. So you don't feel like you're just in, a dark room. You can turn on the porthole. You can get the live feed outside. It'll have the Disney, or you can turn on the animated area where it shows the ship and the characters are flying by. You'll have the Millennium Falcon fly by. You'll have Dumbo fly by. It's so much fun
Yes.
to see those. It makes that the smallest room on the ship, it makes it extra magical. So you don't feel like you're being gypped out of a good room because you have that fun feature that nobody else does on the ship.
So true. I wish that they included those on the Wish class ships. I don't know why they didn't. I don't, but
I don't
that's
know.
okay. I have many questions for the Imagineers, but let's talk. Speaking of wishing about things, let's talk about the Wish. What do you love about this ship?
The Wish, the infinity pool on the back of the ship, my favorite spot to be. I love
Ooh,
to be on castaway morning when everybody else is running off the ship to go to the island. I like to head to the infinity pool. Nobody else is there. It's quiet. Have the infinity pool to myself, overlooking the island. It's just a beautiful addition, I think, to that class of ship. It's unique to the Wish class. So if you enjoy a nice quiet pool, of course, I might not want to tell everybody to do it on castaway morning. My pool will get crowded, but it is a great time to see it when it's in port on the morning of port days, the infinity pool. The adult spaces on the Wish are a little challenging. The spaces are smaller. The adults only area is in the back of the ship, which does alleviate the problem on the other class of ships where the pool deck, where you have kids walking through to get to the elevators. On the Wish class, you don't have that problem because the adults only area is at the very back of the ship, but it's almost hidden. So unless you really are looking for it, you don't know it's there. And Cove Cafe, it's almost like a treasure hunt to find Cove Cafe your first time. It is. There's one way
yes.
to get there, and it's around the corner. So if you enjoy Cove Cafe, please seek it out. It is beautiful on the Wish class, but it is very, very hidden. So,
Yes.
but the Wish does have a unique layout. They do have some fun interactions with the characters. I love on at least the Treasure and Destiny. We had the characters that would come out, the sage, the
Sage and coriander and the Lord and Lady. Yes.
but we enjoy that. We enjoy the interaction. The Grand Hall is beautiful on the Wish. It looks like you're in a castle. That is the Kiss Goodnight. That is an amazing addition to the Wish class. The Kiss Goodnight on all of the ships, on the Wish, Treasure, and Destiny, definitely a must see.
Yeah.
So we do enjoy that. The Wish has Arendelle, such a fun show. If you enjoy the Frozen characters, or even if you don't, the Arendelle show is phenomenal. They have the trio that comes out and plays. They have some characters from Frozen that come out and make an appearance. The characters will walk around. They don't necessarily stop it for photos, but they will stop and interact with each table. So it's a fun experience. The music is amazing. The fiddle player, violin player is always just on point. The vocals, the talent of the vocalist in the Arendelle restaurant, amazing. For the shows in the main stage theater, they have a CZ Adventure, which was the first ship to have CZ Adventure. Super cute show with Goofy and Captain Minnie and the cast of characters. They also have Little Mermaid, which is probably the most interesting show in the fleet that's gone through a multitude of changes. And I don't want to say anything I don't like, but it's definitely my least favorite of the Disney main stage shows. But we have watched it go through several different versions. So they are trying to tweak some things about it. And it's still the great music. The Sebastian that on the main stage, whoever is playing Sebastian is always funny and definitely worth going to see just for Sebastian, if for nothing else. But the entire main stage cast is extremely talented. So we enjoy the Wish. It's doing the 3 and 4 nights, so we tend to get on that one a bit more because it's more convenient for our schedule.
Yes.
We just got off the Wish on Monday, and the seas were extremely rough, but we still had a great time. So we did Enchante for brunch one day. We did Palo for brunch one day. We had a double dip Nassau because of the seas. We had Castaway canceled, so we overnighted in Nassau, which is extremely unusual. We had a blast. The crew went above and beyond to schedule extra entertainment. We had a dance party with the characters.
Oh, so fun.
So much to do. And then you see Spider-Man makes an appearance during the Marvel restaurant. So stay till the end of the Marvel show so you can catch a quick picture with Spider-Man.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I know lots of opinions on the Wish, right? I feel like the Wish did not get a fair start when she came out because she was coming out right at the end of COVID. There were all the supply chain issues. And even though the Wish might not necessarily be my first choice, the 3 and 4 nights, they're just so quick, especially when you're having to fly in. You cannot take away the fact that that ship is stunning. And the kids club space is on board. The slide down to the kids club. The kids absolutely love it. That kids club is huge.
The Wish class definitely has the nod there to the biggest and the best kids club. The spaces are just the Star Wars space, the princess space, the Marvel space. There's so much to do that you're not going to be bored in that kids club.
No. The last time we sailed on the Wish last year, we walked into the Marvel room during one of the open houses, and Spider-Man is in there playing games with the kids. And it's the best. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Seeing the characters around, just walking around the ship is the best. Now let's talk about the Treasure. The 7-night itinerary that's where I start to warm up a little bit. I'm like 3 and 4 nights is quick. They're still amazing. Would never turn down a 3 or 4 night. But what do you love about the Treasure?
Everything. What's interesting to me is how many people will tell you they don't like the Wish, but they love the Treasure. It's the exact same ship with different theming. So
people did that same thing with the Dream and the Fantasy. It's just that, it's like the oldest child trauma. You're like, why does
I guess so,
get away with everything? It's the same thing.
The Treasure, the spaces in the Treasure are just stunning. The mosaics in the Grand Hall, the columns are wrapped and have little tiled, decor, little designs. It's just, I think, the most beautiful of the Wish class ships. The theming, They have the Haunted Mansion bar, which is so much fun. They have opened up the space. They have the Scat Cat Lounge, which is the piano bar, but they've opened up a window from the Scat Cat Lounge out to the Grand Hall. So there's a bar area there. That is a huge improvement over the Wish, which has Nightingales, which is all closed off. So I'm crossing fingers that when the Wish goes into dry dock, maybe they'll add that, because that seems to be, it really gives that Nightingale space or that Scat Cat space just more character there with that outside bar. The Treasure has the same kids club that the Wish does. So you've got the slide, you've got a little bit different theming in that area, but otherwise it's all the same. The spaces on the Treasure, same size. So you run into the same challenges with Triton's Lounge. It's just really small. And then the two-story, it's Luna on the Wish. It still feels really small. That's one big challenge that the Wish class ships have, or the small adult spaces or the small venues for things like that. But they have Moana, the musical, which is just, oh my goodness. You cannot miss Moana, the musical. The talent, the music, everything, just amazing. I can't, my son's a big theater kid, and Moana the musical, his favorite, Moana the musical and Twice Charmed. If those two were on the same ship, we could never get him off of it.
I love that.
Moana's fantastic. We sailed on the Treasure in October. It was a Halloween on the high seas. So my friends and I dressed up as characters from Moana. So I was Hey, and
so cute.
So fun. But we upgraded at the port to a concierge ocean view. And the only one they had available was the accessible one. So that's my bottom picture there. That room had 7 windows.
Ooh.
Yes. So it is, the concierge ocean view rooms on the Wish class are some of my favorite rooms in the entire fleet. We're not big balcony people. I prefer an ocean view, and the ocean views on the Wish class, the Wish Treasure Destiny, you cannot beat them. You're right over the bridge, so your view's the same as the captain's.
Oh, so cool. Oh my gosh. That would be awesome. And some people are asking about room numbers. Reach out to Kelley and she can help you get booked in those exact rooms. That sounds incredible. I have never been in a stateroom like that, but that sounds right up my alley. I feel like I'd want to just fly over the, I think in Chicago they have the tilted view where you're on top of the Sears Tower. I will never call it the Willis Tower. And you just lean over. Like, that's what I almost want. I want to be able to feel like I'm flying, like Peter Pan. Oh, that's awesome. And then where was it? Kimberly's asking, how do you like the Coco spot compared to the Frozen one for dinner?
Oh, the Coco, the show and the food were amazing. We really enjoyed our friends that we were traveling with on the Treasure. One of them is from Mexico. So she was the authority on it being authentic Mexican. And she was very impressed with the food. With my food allergies, one of my allergies is to the onion family, which anybody that cooks Mexican food knows pretty much everything has onion in it. But the chefs were able to modify some of the dishes for me so that I could have safe Mexican food. And it was just delicious. The show is so fun with Miguel. The music, they just keep getting better. So the Coco, you do not want to miss the show. There are 2 shows because the Treasure does 7-night itineraries. There are 2 shows in Coco. So you'll have show 1 and your first visit, and show 2, your second visit. And both of them, the music, it's very enjoyable. So I think it's hard to pick between, Coco, Pride Lands, and Arendelle. They're all completely different.
Great. You just got to do a back to back to back. You got to sail on them all like Pokemon, right?
Exactly. But Coco is probably my favorite food of the 3.
Oh, that's good. Yes, I don't think you can go wrong with that menu. I'm so excited to eat at Coco, Plaza de Coco, I think is the full name. I'm gonna have to get used to all the different names of the venues. Mm-hmm. But what about the Destiny? She's brand spanking new, and you were able to sail on her last year. So what are our thoughts? What are your clients saying? What do we love about this ship?
The villains. If you love villains, you need to sail on the Destiny. There are so many villains. They're so much fun. They have different experiences. Cruella has a fashion show in the Grand Hall. She also has a show in her piano bar where you and the other patrons in the bar will write a song for her, write a verse for her. Maleficent has a show in the drawing a blank, Sarabi, the two-story venue in the middle of the ship. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, she has a great show with Maleficent. She'll come in. She will do a meet and greet after her show. At that top right corner, my son actually got called on by Maleficent to come up and show his fighting skills. So he's doing his kick there. He's a dancer. So we enjoy Maleficent. She is a phenomenal experience. And if you go to the show, you don't have to wait in the super long line for her meet and greet. So that's a little tip there. She also meets in the Grand Hall, and that line gets very long. But if you go to her Maleficent experience, sit downstairs, you'll be able to sit and meet her at the end of her show. Loki meets. He does a show in the Grand Hall. He also has a meet and greet in the Marvel area. One of my favorite things about the Disney Destiny, that sounds so crazy, is the lighting in the Grand Hall. The lighting in the Grand Hall is so unique. Whenever a character is in the Grand Hall, the lights in the Grand Hall reflect that character. So if Cruella's out, you have red. If Loki's out, you have that deep emerald green.
Shut up.
It's her shade of green. It is the coolest thing. Loki was doing his show in the Grand Hall, and he did a quick meet and greet after for a few people. And then when it was time for him to leave, he turned to leave. And the second he stepped off the carpet onto the tile to leave, the lights went from green instantly back to white. And my son was just amazed. And he said, "Oh, Loki took the green with him." It was just
that's
one of
so
the
cool,
magical things that you might not even have really paid attention to at first, but when you notice how much detail went into the planning of all of that, down to the lighting and the sounds of Wakanda, that their kiss goodnight, for lack of a better word, that's a lot of fun. It plays several times during the night, and the Grand Hall lights up, the Wakanda music plays. So all kinds of fun things on the Destiny. And then they have Hercules, the musical.
Oh, that's right.
The Muses, I could listen to just the Muses for the entire hour. The Muses are the best part of the show. Yes. Yes, the Muses are amazing.
I am so excited to see Moana on the Treasure and then Hercules on the Destiny. I just have to see them both. It's top priorities. The level that Disney has taken the Destiny up, it seems like 10 notches with these additional character interactions. And I wonder, from your perspective, right? The Destiny sailing out of Florida, very convenient for lots of people, especially on the East Coast, people coming from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
How do you sail on the Destiny and then transition to the magic or the wonder or the dream and the fantasy? Like, are you going to be let down? Or is there still amazing things to do on those ships, even if you start with something like the Destiny for your first cruise?
They're all different experiences. It's like going to different attractions at Walt Disney World. They all have their own unique personality, their own unique experience. So no, I'm not let down at all. And then going from the Destiny to the Wish, you definitely see the differences from the original in that class to the brand new in that class. So we're hoping when the Wish goes into dry dock, they might add some extra fun things as well. But every single ship has personality. They all have unique experiences. And some things are repeats for different ships, such as the Destiny has a Haunted Mansion lounge, just like the Treasure does. But they have the Cruella's piano bar, whereas Treasure has Scat Cat. So those things are different. So you'll find some of your favorites stay the same, and there's some things that are unique. And always check out what the activities are, because the characters will come out. They'll have different experiences, especially on the Destiny. The Destiny is just unlike any of the others because of the villains. So if you're a villains fan, I tell you, that's the ship you need to go on.
Yes, I totally agree. I feel like they could do a villain's takeover of the whole fleet and the everyone would just lose it. People love
Yeah.
villains, and I love villains too. They scare the bejeebers out of me sometimes, but let me tell you, they're so good, and especially these character interactions. It really does take it up a notch. I am so excited to get on the Destiny. And
Mhm.
I knew people were gonna ask, like, "Do you still love the magic even though it used to?" Yes, we still love the
Yes,
magic even with
100%.
yes. R
100%. I would sail on the Magic tomorrow if I could.
agreed.
She's not here right now, so she's going to be in Galveston for a while.
Yes.
So we'll have to go to Texas to see our OG girl. So
I
hopefully one day
know.
we can get her back over here.
Agreed. I was gonna say, I would so much rather sail on the Magic tomorrow than go to work, so that sounds like a great plan to me. Don't tell my boss, but I think that sounds perfect. Oh, well, if you are just so excited, I know I feel like I wanna sail on all of the ships right now, and if
Yes.
you are trying to figure out exactly what ship to sail on next, and somebody is asking what ship you're sailing on next, I know I'm gonna be on the Treasure next. What's your next ship?
I am on the Fantasy later this month in the Tower Suite with a bunch of girlfriends for
So
a girls' trip.
fun.
So
Yay. Oh my
yes,
gosh, that's gonna be incredible. And I just the tower suites are beautiful. The I don't know,
yes,
I feel like they really did take the design element of this latest batch of Imagineers. They really took the design element to heart. But I know that if you are anything like me, you're probably like, okay, there's so many amazing things about all the ships. How the heck do I know which one to book? How do I know what's going to be best for me? That is where Kelley and her team come in. Reach out to them, schedule a call, get them, allow them to get to know your family, what you like, where you're
right.
traveling from, what your budget is, and it's kind of like the coolest word problem ever. And let me just let you into a little secret. Kelley and her team are going to be potentially even more excited for your vacation than you are. That's how much they love this.
I really am. Yes, I do. I
Yes.
get there. I tell my clients, I'm so excited for you that when we finally
Yes.
narrow it down and get them booked, and the excitement is just, I just booked a mom and daughter for her 30th birthday celebration, and the mom's so excited, and I can't wait because it's their first Disney cruise, and I make sure to request my favorite server for them and tell them all about the little tips
Yes.
and tricks, and I can't wait to hear about their trip afterwards. So
Yes. Oh,
yes,
it's like a built-in cruising bestie when working with Kelley and her team. I
yes.
am so excited for everybody to reach out, get planning. Kelley, thank you so much for your time tonight. This was such a blast, and we will see all y'all on board real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.